with this.
So welcome everyone. Over the weekend, I did a little annual retreat that I love to do. And it's a silent retreat. And I used to do it, I started doing it in 2009. I did it every year until the pandemic hit. And I haven't done it since 2019 until this weekend. And it was so needed, and it was so incredible. And it's just 2 hours away up at Gethsemane Monastery in Kentucky, in the middle of the country, in the middle of nowhere. And it's always an inspiring place for me to go. In fact, the first time I ever went in 2009, I was in the cusp of determining whether or not I should get divorced. I had separated a year prior to that. And I was brought up in a religion where divorce is just not an option. And so even though I'd broken a lot of the conditioning from my upbringing, it was still weighing heavy on me because I had this baby, you know. He was only 2 at the time. And so I decided, it was actually Mother's Day weekend. I decided, you know what, I need to go spend a weekend by myself in complete silence to get a clear, definitive answer. And I decided that I would start the silent retreat in the car. So no music, just driving. And by the time I arrived to the monastery, and I'd never been there before, I drove up, parked the car, and sat in the car. I'm like, okay, this is where I hope to get my answer. I closed my eyes, took a couple breaths, and boom, the answer was like, yes. I didn't even get out of my car. I was like, okay, well, this is done. I'm here, so. I actually got to take that burden away of trying to figure out. You know, I thought about it. I did think about it. But I was like, no, I'm here. I'm going to enjoy the weekend. And I had a great weekend because the answer was there. And so I made it an annual retreat. And anytime anything was weighing on me, you know, I would go and hopefully get the answer, or I wouldn't have a question I was posing. I just wanted to be quiet and a little monkish, you know, for the weekend. And just about every time I go, it snows. And guess what happens? It snowed Friday on my way there. I'm like, this is so typical. But anyway, because of the weekend I had, completely dismissed the fact that today was Martin Luther King Day until this morning. And I was driving to Franklin in record time. The interstate was empty. I was like, what's going on? And then I realized, oh my God, it's MLK Day. And I, as a side note, I always look at this as a yogic holiday. And I say this every year in case no one's heard it. Martin Luther King Jr. got his inspiration for his nonviolent movement from Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, who led the nonviolent movement in India when the British were trying to tax salt. And unfortunately, Gandhi was taken out similar to the way Martin Luther King was taken out. And it's unfortunate that these great men like JFK, Jesus, Buddha, all these great men, John Lennon, that really try to bring public awareness to problems that we have are taken out, you know? But the good thing is they still create and have an impact and have positive change that occurs. So his movement, he may not have realized, based on Gandhi's movement, was based in the first principle of yoga, which is ahimsa. And ahimsa means non-harming, non-violence, or in the affirmative, being compassionate in action. So I look at this as a yogic holiday, and it's my pleasure to teach on this day. Usually I focus on him. Unfortunately, my focus is on the weekend because I've already have that plan. We're not going to be playing music today because traditionally in yoga, you don't have music playing. And the reason for that is for that silent reverence. If you think about, again, the greats like Jesus or Buddha, they constantly went away from the masses. They constantly went away from the crowds. They went to the wilderness. They went into the desert They went to be alone, to be in solitude, to commune with God. Like Buddha sat under the tree for how many years, you know? So solitude is something that, you know, monasteries kind of encourage. Some solitude, some solace, some silence, and serenity that you can find, the answers that you can receive when you let go of all the noise of the world and you shut yourself down just to commune in the presence of the great divine. Or if you don't believe in God, that's okay. It's your higher self that you can tap into. So over the weekend, I didn't really have a question. I just wanted to enjoy the weekend, but there was a point where there's a trail, and it's called the Trail of Statues. And it looks like, I don't know, it looks like a nun or Mary. I don't really know who it is, but there's this statue, and underneath it says pray, pray, pray. And then there's a big, beautiful tree that it's under. And so I sat down, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna sit and do this, you know? So I sit and meditated a while, and then I prayed, and then I was like, sometimes I just feel like now that my studio is done, yes, I've got my hands in all these things, I've got new projects, and I'm still going, but I'm still always in the question of, am I doing enough? What am I not doing? Or am I on the right path? You know, I think we all have that question at times, like, who am I? What am I doing? Is this really my purpose? And I was sitting there, and I'd just been reading a book, I can't remember the name of it, but it's from a shaman. And he was talking about whenever you're outside in nature, you know, don't just commune with nature, commune with the elements. And if you feel the wind, ask the wind what you need to hear. And so I was thinking about that passage when I was sitting under the tree, and I was at the statue, and I was meditating for a little bit, and then the wind blew. And so I couldn't think of a quick question other than, is this on purpose? Am I doing, you know, should I be doing something else? Am I doing enough? And I closed my eyes, the wind blew again, and I got the message, you're already doing it. You're doing it. So there's something special about that monastery. And what I learned that I thought was cool, and then I'll get going, we'll actually move and breathe. I learned a little bit of history, because I actually stopped and read some things in the kind of like museum area. And it started in the mid 1840s, where 44 monks were sent from France to go find some land to start a monastery in America. And that caught my eye, because I'm like, 44, that's an angel number. That's interesting. I'm not even Catholic, by the way. I'm like, 44, that's interesting, that's an angel number. And then it said they took the land, or bought the land, from the Sisters of Loreto, or the Ladies of Loreto. I guess it was a nunnery. And then they moved somewhere else, and then those monks started construction, and they were constructing all through the Civil War. And then it was finally opened following the Civil War in 1866. Well, I'm a numerology fan. I added up the numbers. I'm like, 1866 equates to 11, another angel number. And I thought, ooh, that's interesting. This place, I think, really is blessed. Because every time I go there, I'm going through menopause, you guys, and for the last 2 weeks, I haven't been able to sleep. And that's another reason I was excited about going, because every time I go, you get a very simple room. There's nothing great about it, but you have your own private room, your own private bathroom. And you just get a single twin bed. It barely has a bedspread. The pillow is thin and lumpy. You know, it's just like what the monks have, right? They want you to have the same experience. I slept like a baby. I slept so good, so good. Anyway, I'm telling you guys because it's basically free. It's donation based, so you can donate whatever you want, whatever you feel called to do. But if you feel like something's weighing on your heart, or if you feel like you got too much noise, if you're just too busy, call that place. It takes a few months to get in. It's so worth it. It's only 2 hours away. All right, so let's get going. I keep wanting to play my music, but we're not playing music today. Let's sit up and breathe. Find a comfortable seat, however that translates to your body. Maybe even noticing if you're sitting on the floor, whether or not you need a prop under your hips. That can help to elevate the spine so that tight hamstrings or tight hips are not pulling on your back. And allow yourself to sit up nice and tall, as though you're trying to create a conduit between the heavens and the earth. Close your eyes. Tune within your body. Just notice physically what you're bringing to the mat with you today. And if any area is feeling troublesome, remember to practice compassion in action, especially today of all days, honoring Ahimsa. Notice what's rolling in your mind. And we'll try to calm and clear the mind with our intentional practice. Notice the state of your breath and energy. And know that within breath is life force energy. So start to slowly improve the quality of your breath. Taking deep sips of breath and creating rhythmic breath. And bring your hands now to join together at prayer position at your heart. Let's try in the moments where we receive a little quietude to listen for that small, still voice within. And on your next in-breath, circle the arms up overhead and crack the eyelids open. And as you exhale, land your left hand down and curve off to one side. Now cup the hand behind the backside of your head and begin to roll open through your chest and gazing up through the corner of the eyes. Magnify the breath a bit more. Inhale, sail that arm up. Go ahead and rainbow across to the other side. Beginning here, the simple side bend with the arm cascading across the ear. And then we'll take it a little deeper, cupping a hold of the backside of the skull, peeling the heart open, gazing up. Expanding your lungs more. And then inhale, take that arm skyward, allow it to lift you back to center. We're going to remove ourselves from the prop. We're going to go ahead and come up to stand. We're going to start to move pretty quickly, starting with some sun salutations. Know that you can use blocks if or when needed. Root your feet at the top of the mat, standing with strong legs. Zip up through your midriff and hands to prayer position. Inhale, circle the arms overhead to frame the face. Exhale, bring your palms together today and hinge forward. Once you release the hands apart and bow the head, inhale, lift to Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, pour right back down. Now hold for just another couple breaths, just opening the back side of the body. Taking in with the hamstrings, refreshing the skin of the face. affirming here, nothing and no one on this earth can hold me down. We're back. Inhale, step back to plank. From your plank position, rock forward and lower down to Chaturanga Dandasana, building strength. Inhale, slide the heart through and up to up dog. And exhale, curl your toes and roll back, downward facing dog. Spread out the fingers, power down to your palms, stretch back through your arms and spine. Feel free to walk the dog if need be, charging into your calves and stretching through the ankles. Listen to your breath. Maybe activating that Ujjayi pranayama, where you can listen to the song of your soul. On your next in-breath, you can meditationally walk or lunge or float the feet together to Ardha Uttanasana at the top, and then roll down and in. As you breathe out. Inhale, root down to come all the way up. And then exhale to Samasthiti. All right, continuing this. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, give yourself a little pick-me-up. And then exhale to Chaturanga Dandasana. Going into that low push-up. Inhale, build to the silks of the arms, and exhaling, using your core to roll back. The sun salutations began as a salute to the sun and to the awakening light within us all. To the dawning of each day, knowing that the sun is something we can rely on. On your next in-breath, let's bring the feet to the top of the mat and create some space between the two halves. And then exhale, come back down, Uttanasana. Inhale to Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhaling, Samasthiti. We're just going to do one more simple A. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, step it back and lower down. Remember, you can always descend your knees as well. Inhale, build to the back. And then exhale, take the counter pose. And make sure your belly's drawing in. Your low ribs are drawing in. And you're not dragging into your shoulders. Inhale to the top of the mat. Exhale, drop back in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands down. All right. Inhale, build into your Utkatasana, your chair pose. The feet are rooting, the belly zipping up, your lats are elongating. Exhale, tip forward over straight legs. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, roll it on back. Inhale, the right foot's going to step forward in between the hands. The back foot's going to lower down. We're coming up warrior one. So when you come to warrior one, stack the front knee over the ankle, roll open through the front thigh. Roll forward with your back thigh. Keep the spine erect over the hips. And now clasp your hands to Jupiter Mudra, shoulders shrugging up towards your ears. And we're going to hinge forward to lightning lunge. Not going terribly far, just at an angle, looking down and breathing. tuning ourselves to the will of higher power, that still small voice within. Hands down, right foot back. Exhale, chaturanga. Into up dog. Out to down dog. Left foot steps forward. Back heel descends. Warrior one. Consider how we are all warriors in life. Breathe. Let's link the hands. Burn the shoulders up. Tilt forward. Gaze down at some place, sedentary and unmoving. Feel the fire in your back half muscles. Breathe into it. Exhale, release hands. Spin off the back heel. Take the next vinyasa. If for when you feel like you need a break, child's pose is always available. Form your relationship with your breath. Inhale, feet to the top of the mat, open up. Exhale, close in. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands down. All right, we're moving on. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. In and halfway lift. Out in that low push-up. Into the back. Out to down dog. Right foot steps forward. And we're coming up to crescent. Staying on the ball of the back foot so the hips are more square and even. Arms framing the face. Gazing straight ahead. On the out breath, we're going to fan the arms out, and this time we're going to fold more over the front thigh. Torso parallel to the mat. Gazing down below the face. And really relying on the grounding in that right foot. Exhale, hands down. Right foot steps back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, open up. Exhale, rock and roll back. This time, left foot steps through. Inhale, arms lift. Pausing here. Gazing straight ahead. Checking in with your alignments. Maintaining control over the breath. Exhale, we're going to hinge. Slide the arms to the sides. Root down, especially through the mound of that front big toe. Stabilize your knee. Hands down. Left foot back. Continue to Monastery. Pausing in this downward facing dog to hold and breathe. Focus on your foundation. Lift through the sits bones, the pinnacle of the pose. Keep your head bowed between the arms. And affirming. Calmness radiates through every fiber of my being. On your next inhale, let's land the feet at the top of the mat, however you want to arrive. Creating some space. And then exhale, dropping. Inhale, Utkatasana. This is going to end our Surya Namaskaras for now. Hands to heart center. Coming up straight legs, close the eyes. Feel free to quietly receive as well as to recite the affirmation in your mind. Salutations to the sun, to the awakening life within us all, and to the dawning of a much higher state of consciousness in all beings. Let's relax the arms. All right, we're gonna step and make a wide stance between the feet. If you guys wanna come this way, you guys come this way. You won't be mirroring each other, but that way you can all see what's happening. So once your feet are square, take your hands up to your hips. You're gonna roll the shoulders back to expose the heart, what is often hidden or shrunk. So then we're gonna lead with the heart as we fold down. Prasarita Padottanasana. This is the B variation. And make sure all your weight's not in the heels, but also distributing forward into your toes. Are the elbows still lifting up like little cherub wings? And now release away all mental burdens and barriers. Push down through your feet, charge into your quads, draw the navel in, and lead with the back of your heart to rise. Good. Turn your left foot 90 degrees. This is where you won't be mirroring each other. Open out your arms shoulder height. Launch out over the left leg and windmill the hand down to the shin, to a block if you prefer, and let that right arm radiate skyward. Roll the left shoulder back. Triangle pose. Inhale, let's come up. Keep the arms out. Turn your left foot in. Right foot rolls to the short edge of the mat. Lengthen out over that side. Windmill down, Trikonasana. Make sure there's space between the navel and the sternum, creating space for the diaphragm muscle. Inhale, use that top arm to come up, and then give your arms a break. All right, turn your right foot in, roll your left foot out, lunge that knee, prop onto the knee with your arm, sail that right arm up and over the ear. Cast your gaze down towards the left knee. Make sure it's pointed towards the center of your foot. And then turn back to face the center of the room. Push your right thigh back and bury down with your right foot. You have the back leg a little bit more active than maybe you initially did. Good, inhale. Let's slowly come up. Relax your arms. Left foot turns in, right foot rolls to the short edge of the mat. Lunge the knee, prop onto the thigh. Left arm up towards the sky, then across the ear. And then look down at your right knee. Make sure it's pointed to the center of the foot, and then turn your gaze back to the center of the room. Good, plug your left thigh back, roll your left foot down to the ground. This will bring the strength quality in, so it's not just the stretch. You want that blend of both. All right, inhale, let's bring it up. All right, turn your feet now towards the corners of the mat. All right, we're gonna take the arms up. All right, we're gonna lunge into the right knee and swirl the torso down towards the foot, and then straighten the right leg, bring it over to the left, build it back up overhead. Good, take it back to the right. Circle over to the left, sneaking in a skandasana, up to the top. Good, off to the right, then to the left, and bring in that state of fluidity. Now take it to the left, lunge the left knee, cross over to the right, and build up. Beautiful, to the left, skandasana to the right, and back overhead. One more. This is gonna prepare us where we're going on the floor. All right, arms up in the air, Da Vinci pose. Good, relax your arms. Your back foot, or towards the back side of the room, turns in. Front foot is gonna turn to the short edge, and then step up. All right, we're gonna balance here. First thing we're gonna do is step the right foot back. We're gonna splay our arms out like we did earlier in the lunge, except now we're gonna elevate the right foot and hinge down to airplane pose. Good, inhale back up. Ground your right foot. Step back with your left. Create your wings. And when you're ready, fly. All right, come back to your landing strip. Feet alongside each other. Left hand to your left hip or waist. Plug down that left side. And uplift and catch your right knee, but we're going to immediately open to the right. Debbie, it throws me off when I'm that close to the wall. So you may want to turn and even look towards the windows. I don't know why looking into this wall being so close really throws me. All right, if you can catch your right ankle, try to bring it to the inner thigh for Vrikshasana tree. Hands to heart or create branches. When you're ready, landing line down the right leg. Right hand to the hip or waist. Catch the knee, but we're not holding A, we're going right into B. And that B is going to prepare us for tree. Learning and calm. My poise. Oh, poise. All right, we're going to bring it back down. Hands to heart. Inhale, circle up. Come to upward worship this time. And then exhale, fold straight down here. Inhale, step back plank, but we're not really holding plank. We're just really coming to the knees and coming to our seat. And we're gonna take the legs, well, in a V shape at first. But then we're gonna bring the right foot in front of the feet. And have your left foot flexed. We're gonna be active with this. There's a yin way to do this, but we're gonna keep it yang. All right, so the hands are gonna come in front, just kind of stack on your fingertips. And then lift up to your chest, let the shoulders spill down from the ears. And as you exhale, hinge forward. Now we're gonna flow with this, okay? Inhale, lift back up. Elevate your right arm, curve over on your out breath. And then inhale back up. Exhale, turn towards the left leg and spill down and over. So I said we're gonna flow. Inhale, come back up, face the front. Exhale, come down. Good, inhale, lift and extend your right arm. Exhale, side bend over the straight leg. Good, inhale to the top. Exhale, twist and fold. And we're gonna do one more power of 3. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold down the center. Inhale, elevate the right arm. Side bend over. Beautiful. Inhale to the top. Exhale, twist and lower. Good. Inhale, build up. Exhale, the left leg goes behind the back, preparing for our pigeon. All right, make sure your right knee is slightly catted cornered towards the long edge side of the mat. And if you need to modify, I want you to follow Mary's lead here, okay? On your back, ankle over the knee. You may not know until we get in it, because as we start to fold, your knees will tell you what you can bear. Mary, on your back, when we take the twist, just stay on your back and take the twist. Sometimes we ask the question in pigeon, what has me pigeonholed? And listen for that still, small, quiet whisper of a voice to maybe give you an answer. On your inhale, just prop up to Sphinx arms. And turn your left forearm in front of you. And instead of shrinking into it, you're lifting out of it. All right, so take your right hand to your right thigh. And Mary, this is where you're gonna go into a twist. And then you can stay here, or you can pick up the back foot and point the toes. Or you can take your free hand, your right hand around to find the foot and catch it. Bringing in a quad stretch. Quad stretches are kind of hard. and a little difficult to maneuver when we wrap the hand behind the back. So don't force it, and especially don't force it if you feel like it's creating some type of cramp. Good, release your foot. Turn back to face the center. Walk your hands in. Lean on to the right hip. And then your right leg will be that half V shape. Your left foot's gonna draw in. We'll do that same sequence. So hands in front, fingertips. Lift your heart, let the shoulders slide down from the ears. Exhale, hinge down. Different side. Same sequence, different. And then inhale up, lift the left arm, cross over to the straight leg. Inhale to the top, exhale, twist, turn, fold. Over the right leg, nice. Inhale, lift, face the front. Exhale, pour right down the middle. Keep that right foot flexed, toes turned up. Inhale, come up with the left arm overhead and side bend. Inhale up, exhale, twist and fold. And then one more sequence here. Inhale to the top, exhale, fold through center. Inhale, left arm up as you pour over. Inhale to the top, exhale, twist and fold. And breathe. Notice in any of those three where you may have been more restricted and whether or not the pockets of tension were in the same places on each singular side. It may be different. Come back up. We'll take the right leg around. And here you're trying to stack on the top of the lower half of your thigh, knee, top of the shin. Hips pretty even. And then we'll test the waters and fold. You may be able to do a full pigeon on one side. You may need to modify on the second side. You may need to modify both. Find that quiet refuge within. up. And if you're on your back, you can take the twist the other way. The right arm will cross in front of us in pigeon. We'll stack the left hand on the left thigh. And turn to the left. Maybe picking up the back foot, pointing the toes. Maybe catching the foot with the hand. Oh, right ankle, right burning. Here, do that. My legs were beautiful. Okay, so let's release that foot. And once you release that foot, let's inhale, lift up. Or lean down to the left hip. Bring the legs around in front. Okay, I want us to have an inversion. So don't let that freak you out, because child's pose is an inversion. So if you notice in child's pose, if you're taking it this way, the head's dropping a little lower than the heart. We're penetrating the brow. So that can be your inversion today. If you want an active bridge, maybe you want a restorative bridge, maybe headstand. And if you want headstand, you can go against the wall, you can use the yoga lift. Just make sure your elbows don't go too wide. That's the main mistake I see, that starting the shoulders. You want the elbows under and a little bit of a calf stretch back. Feet walk in. You can curl up, you can pike up, or send one leg at a time up. All right, so just pick your inversion. Whichever pose that you're feeling called to do. Or whatever look nice. And fit your mood. Because I do believe yoga is not one size fits all. It really should be determined on your energy level, where you're at emotionally, not just where you're at physically. Nice, you straightened it up, Renee. That's good. If you're in the headstand, let's start to exhale. You're coming down from headstand, take child's pose. If you've been stacked on a block, let's tuck and lift, send the block away. Roll down and then catch your knees to hug in. If you're in waterfall, land your feet, come away from the block. We're going to come up for a seated twist. Twist to be last. Because the twist help bring, well, inversions do too, bring the energy and the blood flow to the brain. Let's slide the right foot in. Now you can have the foot on the inside or outside. I'm keeping it on the inside today. Take your left arm to hug it, and then elevate your heart. Circle that right hand behind your back. Pulling with the left hand, and then pushing into the floor with your right hand. That will take you a little bit deeper into your twist, but make sure you don't go to the depth where you're not comfortably breathing. Because the breath really brings the magic in. Exhale and one. Slide your right leg in. Bring your left foot in. Hug it with your right arm. And then we can slip from our posture here. So make sure to reinvest in the lengthening of your back. Propping the left hand behind you, maybe pulling with the right, pushing with the left. Eyes can be open or closed. Breath stays nice and full. All right, once you unwind, bring the soles of the feet together, slide them away from the pubic bone and fold down. It's okay to round out here if you have a healthy back. And we're going to take 3 cleansing breaths as we're face down, okay? So take a deep breath in. Exhale, send it out through the side through the mouth. 2 more. Inhale, walking. All right, we're gonna find a bolster or block, okay? Instead of Shavasana today, we're sitting meditating. That's really the pinnacle of yoga. When we're down on our back and relaxing, it can dull the mind. And we're not really elevating to the next state of consciousness. So in other words, if you ever left yoga feeling really good, but also really, really spacey, because you just dulled out. So meditation is keeping that awareness turned up, turned on, and staying focused, staying awake. And the last thing I'll tell you before we drop into the meditation at this monastery, I always love seeing all of it because I said I'm not Catholic. I'm not even religious anymore. I'm just spiritual. But you see the rosaries everywhere, And you may not know this, but the rosaries came about from mala beads. Mala beads stem from the Eastern culture. It was when the Christian Crusades happened that they adopted this into their practice. And so the mala beads, you count 1 breath at a time, or you say a prayer or a mantra, 1 bead at a time. So I'm the only one walking around with the mala beads instead of the rosary. And with the iconography, some of the depictions of Jesus there, I've never been able to ask a monk this because, we're in silence, but I've always wanted to ask one of the monks, have you noticed the iconography? Jesus is holding mudras. And I wonder if they even know what the mudras are, what they symbolize, because it stems from India. So the mudra that I see when I'm at the monastery oftentimes is this one. And it's the ring finger to the thumb, which represents health and vitality. And to me, when I see that, I'm like spiritual health and vitality. So if you want to take that mudra for your meditation, you can. We'll sit up tall, close the eyes. If you're not used to meditating, to stay awake, to stay more focused, you can gaze in and up as though you're looking off to the horizon or towards the third eye, the center of your brow. You can just simply bear witness to your breath coming and going. Or maybe you have a positive word or statement that you want to recite on repeat in your mind. Maybe you just want complete and utter silence to go into that deep inner listening. Under the prayer position at your heart. And to chant all together, but we'll inhale the arms overhead, and when we exhale, we'll Om it down back to this mudra. So let's inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, Om it to the heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. There be peace, peace, everlasting peace. Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.